guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Maria, aka agapelovegirl. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm back with 3 makeup looks, 3 tutorials to share with you. And all of these looks are going to be very simple looks. Really, the focus is going to be around the glitter. I really wanted to put together a few different looks to inspire you, featuring the MBA Cosmetics Premium Glitters. Now you guys know probably by now that I do work for MBA Cosmetics. I absolutely love their products. I'm constantly using their products, and their glitters are one of the products that I feel like they're the most known for. They have such a variety of types of glitters. They have their pressed glitters, their Chromalust glitters, their blinging on liquid glitters, and then their traditional loose glitters. And in the category of their loose glitters, they also have their premium loose glitters. So those are the glitters that I wanted to focus on today. The MBA Cosmetics Premium Glitters are just so stunning and so unique that I just thought they deserve their very own dedicated video here on my channel. Now you may be wondering what sets them apart from the regular loose glitters and why you should be interested. Well, for one, they are a special and unique blend to MBA Cosmetics. Each of the premium glitters are a just stunning multifaceted glitter, almost duochrome some of them, and just super beautiful. And I feel like a lot of these glitters can just be worn with a variety of different looks, a variety of different colors, and it just makes them really versatile. Additionally, the premium glitters do come in a larger jar, so they look like this. You get a little bit more product. I'll talk about that in a minute. And then they have a flip jar like this. And then the regular loose glitters come in a smaller jar like this. You're getting a little bit less product, and they just have a regular twist off cap with a sifter. So with the premium glitters, you are getting 5.1 grams of glitter, and with their regular glitters, you're getting 1 gram of glitter. And even though you're getting quite a bit more product and these are so beautiful and unique, they're still really affordable. So the premium glitters are just $8, and you could even use my discount code, which is an affiliate code with them, for 10% off. I'll put that on the screen as well as in the description box for your convenience. Now I'm going to be using 3 glitters because I have 3 different looks to show you in today's video, but there are actually 13 of the premium glitters. I do have 12 of them, but they recently came out with a brand new color that I don't have yet but plan to get soon, that is called Disco Ball. They recently posted it on their Instagram account, so I'll put that video here so you can kind of see what it looks like since I don't have it to show you. But I just think they are so stunning, and I can't rave about them enough. I really love them, and I think you guys will too. So with that, let's go ahead and get into the tutorials. Alright, so for this first look, as you can see, I do already have my brows done. I do have a little touch of concealer on my lids, and what I'm going to do really quick is just run some black liner into my waterline and tightline area. I'm using the Rimmel London Scandelleyes in the shade Black. As you can see, I've used this a ton. It's almost gone. It is one of my very favorite liners. So I'm going to start off by priming my eyes with the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Eyeshadow Primer Potion. I've talked about before how these shadows from the Jaclyn Hill Vault collection, I feel like they work better with a very thin primer. They don't, in my experience, work well with concealers. They need an actual like primer or something that's a little bit thin and maybe a little bit tacky. But something thick and creamy like a concealer or like a cream concealer just, in my experience, does not work. So I'm going to start off first with the shade Poof using a very large fluffy brush, the one I use all the time. This is this Delazzi L224, and I'm just going to apply that shadow all over my lid from lash line to brow bone. Alright, next I'm going to be going into the shade Potion with a blending brush. This is just one that I've had for a long time. It's from the brand Bella and Bear. It's not quite a rounded blending brush. It's a little bit more of an oval or flat shaped blending brush for anybody curious. It doesn't really matter, but this one just works really great in the crease. It's a little bit similar to the Scandelleyes EB09 brush, except for it's not as tapered. It's a little bit more fluffy. Anyways, and like I said, I'm going to take this into my crease. This will be my transition shade. Now this is going to look a little bit choppy, but don't worry about that. I'm really just trying to place some color down, and then I will blend it afterwards. Now I'm going to go ahead and blend using the Sigma Tapered Blending Brush. This is their E40. And as you can see, I'm just going to be doing like small circular motions and kind of working my way back and forth across the lid in very slow windshield wiper motions, just softening up that color that we placed down and really blending it out so there's no harsh lines, no choppiness. And if you need, you can go ahead and pick up a little bit of color here and there. Okay, actually I wasn't loving that brush as much for the blending, for softening this up, so I'm actually switching to this one, which is one of my favorite fluffy blending brushes. This is the Scandelleyes Crease Blender, the L215. You guys see me using this all the time. I love this. It's just really so good at really softening up the edges. So, and as you can see, this is kind of really making like a pukey green shade. I know that might seem scary, but don't worry, it turns out really pretty. I did try this look once before and I loved it. I was kind of just playing around. I did it on one eye and I did a different look on my other eye. And I was like, ooh, I love this. I'm gonna have to do a tutorial on this. So, aside from all the blending, it's actually a really quick and easy look, I promise. All right, next I'm gonna go ahead and run some of that same shade onto my lower lash line. Kind of sloppily because I don't have the rest of my face on. If you've got your face on, do this a little bit more careful. All right, now that our eyeballs are looking like a week-old bruise, let's go ahead and take it a little bit deeper. I'm gonna go into the shade Inside Job, which is like the deepest matte green shade here, and I'm gonna be taking that on a very small blending brush. This is the Morphe M562, and I'm gonna be placing that right in my crease area, kind of just a little bit below where we have Potion laid down. And actually this shade will go all over the lid, so don't worry about getting too messy or getting product on the lid. I just like to focus on the crease first so I don't bring it too high up, and just kind of get the blend of the crease first, and then I'll apply the rest of it to my lid. Now that I do have the majority of that color, or all that color, placed on my lid and my crease, I am going to go in with a blending brush. This is the Sigma, the one that I used earlier, their tapered blending brush, and I'm just going to kind of blend and diffuse that color out with the first one I put down. All right, now just going in with that same shade and a pencil brush. This one is from Beauty Junkees. I'm going to be taking that to my lower lash line, and I'm going to try to keep that color more towards the outer corners of my eyes, not bring it in super close to the inner corner of my eyes. I just like the way this looks. I feel like it kind of opens up my eyes a little bit more instead of making it look so small, especially with such a dark shade on my lower lash line. Now just for a little bit of cleanup, I'm going to go ahead and go into the shade Poof with the tapered blending brush. This is the Scandelleyes EV09, and just bring that to my brow bone and kind of sweep and blend it down just to soften up and clean up that blend there. All right, now for the fun part, the glitter. The glitter I'm going to be using today is the MBA Cosmetics Premium Glitter in the shade Gravity. This is a very fun, unique glitter. It's like very multi-dimensional. All of their premium glitters are multi-dimensional, just unique color combinations. That's why they're premium glitters, and they're a little bit more expensive than their regular glitters, but you also get a lot, like a bigger jar, and they're just stunning. This shade I've worn before over like a black smoky eye, and it looks stunning. I have a friend who did a look using mostly purple shadows and wore this over top, and it looks so gorgeous with that. And as you can see today, I'm using green shadows, and I'm gonna place this over top, and it's just gonna look so magical. What's so fun about the premium glitters is you can wear them with such a variety of colors, and it's just gonna bring such another dimension to your look. And also you can wear them with a variety of different shadows and stuff like that, and it's just gonna look so pretty. But anyways, I'm going to apply this with a kind of flat packing shader brush. The one I'm using is from MBA Cosmetics. I do believe it is their medium shader brush. I'll have it listed and linked in the description box for your convenience, as well as everything else. And what I'm going to do is use the MBA Cosmetics Glitter Foil and Line Effect Serum. I will put a little bit of that on my brush and then dip my brush into the glitter and then pat it onto my eyelids. This glitter I'm going to place all over my entire lid pretty much. And the trick to working with, or it's not really a trick, just the best way to apply is to just pat and dab the glitter onto your lid and work slowly. You don't need to, sweep or blend, just kind of slowly build it up until it looks how you want it. Simple and easy as that. Okay, and then as you can see, I'm going to be patting this all over my lid, pretty opaque. And then as I go up a little bit into my crease, I'm just going to lightly pat so it's like more of a sprinkling, or like the glitter lessens out, just so it's not like a harsh line of glitter, but just like it sprinkles out, almost like it gradiates out onto my crease. Alright guys, and this is the look. That's it. We're done. What I'm going to do is now go ahead and do the rest of my face. I'll do that off camera. Alright, now that I got the rest of my face on, I am going to go ahead and pop on some highlight into the inner corner of my eyes as well as my brow bone. This is the same highlight that I used on my face. It is the Makeup Forever Pro Light Fusion in the shade 1. It's a pinky highlight. It's so, so pretty. And there's just something I think that is just so pretty about this pinky highlight on my face as well as on my eyes that just complements the green so, so well. Very, very pretty. And then, as I said, I was going to do lashes. I did put on the Pure Cosmetics Bombshell style lashes, which, as you guys know, are my very, very favorites. And then for lips, to finish off this look, I went ahead and popped on the City Lips Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Rosy Mauve. Normally, you guys know me, I am a gloss girl, a lip balm girl. It's not very often that I actually pop on a lipstick for my looks and tutorials, but I do love those City Lips matte liquid lipsticks. They're so comfortable, very lightweight, and yeah, so I was like, I need to grab that and put that on. I think this color pairs really, really well with it. Another thing I would do normally is pop on a nude lip, because that's also my go-to. If I'm doing a lipstick, I go for nude. I wanted to do, like, step out of my comfort zone and do, you know, do a different lip. So anyways, yeah, so this is the completed look. I'm going to zoom in. You guys are going to be seeing some up close clips, some little posy actions, just so you guys can get a feel of the completed look. Alright, so yeah, this is the completed look. As you guys can see, I told you it was super, super quick and simple, aside from a lot of blending that we had to do, but it pulls together really well, and I really just love it so much. I always feel like when I wear these types of greens, it really makes my eyes look green. It kind of mimics my eyes and mimic the green in the shadows, and I love the way this color looks on me. I've kind of been on a green kick lately, but anyways, this is the completed look. This is the first tutorial and first look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think. And with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to look number 2. Alright, so for this second look, I filmed like 3 videos the day I wore this look that I'm going to create the tutorial for. That day that I did that look, it was kind of accidental. I was going to go for something more simple, and then the look that I'm going to create today kind of happened, and I wasn't sure how I felt about it. So I really honestly felt like it did not look good. But I did get a lot of compliments and a few people that said they would like to see a tutorial for this look, so perfect. It's going to go in this little series of tutorials to share with you. I'm very excited about it because the products that I used, specifically the main shadow and then the glitter, are like so, so beautiful, and I love them. So it wasn't that I didn't like about the look. I just wasn't sure if it was too dark or too smoky for me. I don't know. But looking back on the footage, I was like, I do like that look. I looked really, really pretty. So as you can see, I already have the rest of my face on. I'm going to do my brows later. We're going to keep them very, very simple. And I feel like this is a pretty simple look. At least I remember when I did it, I was just kind of like, did it really, really quick and easy. I feel like there's maybe somewhat a lot of steps, but not really. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling and we're gonna go ahead and just get into it. The first thing I'm gonna do, as you can see, I don't have my eyes primed or anything, but I do have like a touch of concealer on them that kind of got on my eyes while doing the rest of my face. And what I'm gonna do is somewhat prime, I guess you could say prime my eyes, but not really, with this Makeup Forever Aqua XL color paint in the shade M10, which is just a matte black. I'm going to be using the Beauty Junkees Pro Detailer brush, which is just this little synthetic kind of brush, and apply a little bit of that to the lids of my eyes. I don't want to bring it up too high. I really just want to keep it on my lid and just slightly into my crease, just so this could be like the base of my eyes. It's gonna be, we're going for kind of a smokier look, and I just want something like a little dark base down. So that's what I'm gonna do. And this stuff, a little bit goes a long way, so you really don't want too much of it. So if you use this stuff or have this stuff specifically, use the tiniest bit. Additionally, I want to mention that if you don't have this, and I know makeup forever is pretty expensive, you can always use like maybe a gel liner or even a black eyeliner pencil, just something so you can kind of smudge a little bit of darkness onto your lid as your base. Okay, now I initially want to say to work slow, but I do feel like this dries fairly quickly, so you kind of want to work fast, but my thoughts in working slow is just working carefully, because you don't want to spread this like all over. You don't want it to get too crazy, so you want to work very carefully. You're going to see me just patting it on and moving it around. And you'll notice I'm not grabbing any more product than the initial small amount that I grabbed on my brush. I'm literally just going to be moving my brush around my entire lid, just patting it in, and then slowly blending it into my crease. So you'll see it kind of diffuses on its own to look a little bit gray and softer in my crease. But I'm not adding any additional product, just want to make sure I'm spreading it out, making it nice and even, and just softening it up. Now I really like this brush for this, to do this, because this is a synthetic brush, and it's also supposed to be a detailer brush. So it's kind of flat, somewhat a little bit fluffy, but not too fluffy. And it also comes to a point and a taper at the tip, so it just really does a great job for some precision on the lid. And because it's synthetic, it's able to work with that cream product really, really well. So it just makes it really easy just to fit this brush right on my lid and not really get the product anywhere else that I don't, where I don't want it. All right, now with that done and we look a little bit raccoony, we're gonna let that set just a little bit. I mean, you don't have to sit here and let it fully dry. Just as I was kind of taking my time patting it into place, it does dry down. So there's nothing there. This one might be a little bit still. Nope, that's pretty, like no transfer. And that's kind of how I want it, because I don't really want it to move around much. I want to apply the shadows in the crease, and I don't want it to like really super interfere with this. It might pick up and move it a little bit, which is fine, but I don't want it to move it much. So anyways, with that, we're gonna go ahead and go into some shadows. I'm gonna be using the Alamar Cosmetics, I almost just poked myself in the eye. The Alamar Cosmetics Reina del Caribe palette for this, and I'm really only going to be using 2 shadows from this palette, and then we are going to use the shade. We're going to use the shade La Costa for highlight on the face. Oh, it's so, so beautiful. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and dip into the shade Cocoa Taxi with a pretty big fluffy blending brush. I'll be using the Smith 232 brush, but you could use any fluffy blending brush that you prefer to use. Now I'm going to be taking that shadow into my crease and kind of smoking it up, because it's going to be kind of our transition shade. Now you're going to notice I'm going to be winging out this shadow just a little bit in the outer corners, because I'm going to be doing a wing liner as well, and I just like when my shadow kind of wings out to follow the wing liner. But you don't have to do this. You can keep it more of a rounded eye shape. It's really just up to you and your preference. Alright, next I'm going to be taking a slightly smaller blending brush. This is the Smith 230, and I'm going to be going into the shade Tropico. So we're just going to be deepening up that crease and transition area. Okay, so this is kind of what we have so far. I feel like it looks a little bit weird, but I think this is like what I did. I'm trying to remember what I did when I did my makeup. Pretty sure this is what I did. And so I kind of just went back and forth a little bit with a little bit more of, what is it, Cocoa Taxi, just to bring up a little bit of that yellow. So it's not like so much orange, just like so it looks more gradient. And I think the day I did it, I just kind of was going back and forth between both those shades just to get it, looking how I wanted. But I don't know. But I feel like I just need to blend it out just a little bit more, so that's what I'm going to do. I just kind of wiped off that first Smith brush I was using. I just want to blend just a little bit more. I think when in doubt, you could always blend. Blending always helps. So I feel like I just need to soften it up a little bit. But it doesn't really matter, like, it could be a little bit more of an intense, transition and creasy area. That's totally fine. Ooh, I'm kind of nervous because last time I did my eyes first and then I did my face, but I was kind of in a hurry today. I'm literally just filming this tutorial today and that's it. Usually if I'm filming, I'm doing a tutorial and then other videos. But today I'm literally just doing this tutorial and that is it. Because I don't have very much time. So I did my face first to save me some time. So I'm kind of nervous. Did I even get to my point? I'm nervous because I gotta do wing liner, so it'll be a little bit harder to fix it if I mess up. All right, and then next up, I went into a shadow from MBA Cosmetics. It's one of their Chromalust shadows, which are their color shifting shadows, which is super hard to capture. I'm gonna see if I can get better up close footage, but the shadow that I used is the shade Risque, and this is why I wore that day my little mood ring, because that's what it reminds me of. This is a multi-chrome shadow that kind of shifts from purple to like copper and orange and maybe even a little bit of like pinky burgundy. Like, it's so hard to capture, but it's so pretty. I swear I wish I can just show it to you better. But anyways, enough rambling about that. I'm going to be taking that all over my lid. Pretty much everywhere I put the black, that's where I'm going to place this shadow, as well as I'm going to blend it just slightly up into my crease as well to kind of blend and meld in with the shadows I put down from that palette. And so anyways, I'm going to be using the Royal & Langknickle BX80 brush to apply this and just start patting and sweeping it on. I don't find that these shadows, maybe because they're multi-chrome, do very well with like really a lot of blending. You really just kind of want to pat and sweep them on. And I feel like this shade works perfectly with these transition colors because it does have a little bit of orangey in it. So it just blends really well right up into the crease there. And I really hope that you can see just how beautiful this shade is. And I'm just gonna go in with like this little tiny brush. This is from Scandelleyes. It's their mini crease fluff brush, and a little bit of Cocoa Taxi on it just to help soften up this right where I place this in the crease, just to help that blend a little bit. I really don't want any harsh lines, and I kind of want to help bring this out a little bit without it being too harsh. So I'm just gonna kind of run over this way. Do you see how it's kind of pulling it out? And I literally just put a touch of that Cocoa Taxi on there, just to kind of help give it something to help it blend a little bit, but not too much color pigment. And Cocoa Taxi is this, the yellow one, just so you guys for reference. Really just kind of tickling the edge of of that Risque shadow and just blending it, melding it softly in with those crease colors that I used. And I remember doing this that day when I was playing around with my makeup, just kind of seeing what I want to do and seeing how I can make it kind of just blend kind of seamlessly one into the other. And I really liked the way this looked. It does darken it up a little bit and almost make it look a little bit browny, but I feel like that's what really kind of helps it pull together. So there's really no harsh line. It's not any kind of cut crease or anything. It's just softly, you know, one color diffusing into the other and kind of gradiating out. So you can still see the orange and a little bit of the yellow, and I think it just looks really pretty. Alright, with our shadows perfectly blended, we're going to go in with some liner. Now I do know that I added some glitter to this look, which is a really beautiful glitter as well. Obviously, that's what this video is about, the glitters. Anyways, I'm going to get to that. I can't remember if I did the glitter first or my eyeliner first when I originally did this look, but for some reason I'm thinking I should do my eyeliner first, just so I don't have to kind of line over like the grittiness of glitter. So anyways, for my liner, I'm going to be using the Ciate London Stamp and Drag Liner. Stamp liners are such lifesavers, so hopefully I won't mess up. And I'm going to kind of just follow the shadow, the winged shadow line that I could have already made for myself, so it should be a little bit easier. Alright, now with my wing liner done, what I'm going to be doing is using the MBA Cosmetics Glitter Foil and Line Effect Serum. I'm going to take a little bit of that on this tiny little lip brush. This is the Morphe M170-6, and then I'm going to be dipping it into the MBA Cosmetics Premium Glitter in the shade Relic. Relic is absolutely stunning. It's one of my favorite of their premium glitters. It's just so beautiful, so multifaceted, and just so gorgeous. Oh, this is so pretty. I don't know if you guys can, if the camera's even picking up how freaking stunning this is. Just so pretty. I mean, the shadow alone, Risque, is that the shade? Risque, yeah, is stunning. But then adding it with this multi-dimensional glitter just adds that extra. This is seriously so extra, but I'm all about it. I'm all for it. It's so pretty. And I really hope the camera is picking up just how pretty this is. Oh, so beautiful. Alright, now for my lower lash line, what I'm going to do is just take that tiny little blending brush from Scandelleyes that I was using earlier and just go back and forth between Coco Taxi and Tropico and smudge those, kind of smoke them out in my lower lash line. Next up, I'm just going to take on this little tiny, see how flat it is? It's just a little rounded, flat shader brush, and this is from MBA Cosmetics, and I'm going to dip just the very tip of it back into the shade Risque and run that super close to my lower lash line. I remember I didn't want a ton of this shadow to show in my lower lash line. I just wanted a little bit right there in my lower lash line to add a little bit of depth, and I really love the way that looks. I'm going to try to do the same thing. And I'm just going to add some liner to my waterline. I'm going to be using the Ardell Wanna Get Lucky Gel Liner in the shade Royal Purple. This is what I wore last time and it looks so pretty. Ooh, you can just see it adds a little bit of a more depth to the eyes and just looks so sultry. And because it's a plummy shade, like a purple plummy shade, it's not too dark, but just really is a perfect shade for this look. Okay, really quickly, I'm just going to be running this Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer into my brows. That's what I did when I wore this look originally. It's kind of what I've been doing lately. I'm just going to kind of speed right through this because you guys have seen me do this a few times before. It's nothing new. Alright, brows are done. I'm going to go ahead and put on some false lashes. I'm going to be going back to my tried and true favorites, the Pure Cosmetics Bombshell lashes. And once they're on, I'll be right back to give you an up-close look at my eyes. Alright, now that I got my lashes on, we are not done yet. I didn't put highlight on my face for the reason that I wanted to do it on camera with you, because I wanted to use this palette. I think I said this earlier. I'm losing my mind. I think I said this earlier. I did. I want to use this shade, and I've used this for my highlight a couple of times in a couple other videos before, but I still get excited every time. It is just stunning, and so I want to do that on camera together. So this is the shade La Costa, and I'm going to be using my Morphe highlighter brush. I think it's the R36. And I'll probably add a little bit to the inner corners of my eyes as well. Seriously, that glow is like insane. It's so gorgeous. I'm seriously obsessed with this as a highlighter. It is just so bam. All right, we are a few more things before we finish up this look. I want to use this Lottie London stamp liner. It's their heart stamp liner. And just place that kind of on my cheekbone a little bit below my eye. It's just such a cute little touch, don't you think? I love it. And actually, funny enough, today is a Valentine's Day. See, it's February 14th, so I'm filming this on Valentine's Day. So I'm gonna be a little festive today with my little heart on my cheek. Anyway, so to finish off this look today, I'm gonna just do a gloss because that's what I did in the last time I wore this look. And I'm gonna be using the City Lips Lip Pumping Lip Gloss in the shade San Diego. This is such a pretty gloss. Alright, and with the gloss on, that completes this look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this look and tutorial. I'm really glad that I actually ended up coming back and filming this tutorial. I love the way this look turned out, even though initially I didn't like it. But now that I've done it again and I've seen it, I think it looks so pretty, so I really hope you guys like it too. Please also keep in mind that some of these products you can definitely swap out for whatever you already have on hand. You don't need that Makeup Forever paint thing that I use. You can use whatever you have available, and that palette I chose to use because, well, it is a stunning palette, but also I know a lot of people got it in BoxyCharm, so I'm sure that a lot of people have it, but really any kind of orange or yellow shades you have in your collection, feel free to use. And of course, the main focus of this tutorial really revolved around the MBA Cosmetics products, but even you can use whatever purple shadow you have on hand and really just focus on that glitter that's faceted to help your look really pop and sparkle. But of course, you do know that I love MBA Cosmetics and totally recommend picking up their products if you don't have them. These are very unique products that I think you would love in your collection. But anyways, with all that being said, that wraps it up for this tutorial. Let's go ahead and move on to the third. Alright, on to the third and final look for this video. Now this look I think is going to be probably the most simple look out of all the looks. I believe the first look I did was pretty simple, and this one will be very, very similar. We're not going to use a ton of shadows. Really the focus is on the glitter, as I've been saying throughout these tutorials, but it's going to be super stunning. The shades I'm going to be using today are some of my very favorites to wear. So anyways, with that, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to be using the Emily the Awance palette. I've had this for a while. I've played around with it. I did a whole kind of overview, my thoughts on it in a beauty rewind video, and I haven't really created any content with it on my channel, so I thought it'd be a perfect time to use it. So as you can see, I do already have the rest of my face on. I do have a little bit of concealer and powder already on my lids. I've got a little bit of creasing going on, but I'm not really too worried about it. I'm just gonna pack these shadows right over top. And so to start, I'm gonna be going into the shade Love Tons with a kind of tapered blending brush. This is from Morphe. It's the M433, and I'm just gonna start by packing that shadow into my crease. You're gonna kind of just see me placing it there, packing it there, and I'll worry about blending it later. We're gonna also take this all over the lid as well, so I'm not really worried about being too precise. I just really want to pack that color right on in there. And unlike my other two looks, as far as I can remember, that were a little bit more winged out with the shadow, I'm going to keep this more of a rounded shape. Alright, actually before I continue, I am just going to put a little bit of powder under my eyes so I don't get any of that red fallout, since I do have the rest of my face on. Oof, look how intense and pretty that shade is. I love it. And I know this looks a little bit crazy, but it will pull together, I promise. So now I'm going to go in with a big fluffy blending brush. This is the Scandelleyes Crease Blender, the L215, and I'm going to take that kind of lightly into the shade Laugh Cry, and we're going to use that to just blend out and soften and diffuse up the edges. So I'm just going to start slowly in small circular motions and just slowly go across the very outer portion of where I place down a Love Tons, just to softly blend and diffuse it out. As I have less of the shade Laugh Cry on the brush, I will start going closer to the inner corner of my eye. Now that it's blended how I like it, you guys blend it however you like it, where it looks, comfortable for you. I'm going to go into the shade The Cream with just this flat tapered blending brush. This is the Scandelleyes EB09. I'm going to be taking that to my brow bone and kind of sweeping and blending it downwards, just to soften up those colors even more, as well as to add a little bit of highlight to the brow bone, of course. Alright, almost done with the eyeshadow portion of this video. So I'm going to go in with a pencil brush, a very soft one. This is from Beauty Junkees, and go back into the shade Love Tons and just run that along my lower lash line. Now I know it can be super intimidating to wear this kind of color on your eyes in general, but especially on your lower lash line, it can tend to make some people feel like they look like they're sick or something like that. So if you want to go in with a more neutral shade or a darker shade or something like that, do whatever is going to be a little bit more comfortable for you. But I think when I pull it together with some mascara as well as the black liner in my waterline, it doesn't look like too bad. It's not too scary. I don't think I look like I'm sick, but to each their own. Additionally, if you want, you can go in and soften it up a little bit more with the shade Laugh Cry, kind of the same thing as we did on the eyelids. Alright, now for the fun part, the glitter. So I'm going to be using the shade Poison Berry, and this one is so pretty. It's hard to describe, but it's kind of like this pinky mixture that has, I mean, it reflects all kinds of colors like purple and copper and green, which sounds kind of crazy until you just see it, and it's just so pretty. But upon like first kind of looking at it, it definitely has more of a pink like reflect to it. It's so beautiful. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is be applying that with the MBA Cosmetics Glitter Foil and Line Effect Serum. It does have this little squeezy tube, so what I'm going to do is just squeeze a little bit of the serum on the back of my hand and then pick it up with the brush. You could also squeeze it right onto the brush. I've done that before, but for today's sake, I'm just going to squeeze it to the back of my hand. Then I'm going to be using kind of this flat shader brush. This is also a brush from MBA Cosmetics. I will dip my brush into the Glitter Foil and Line Effect Serum and then dip it into the glitter, and then just start patting that glitter all over my lid, mostly keeping it to my lid and then softly diffusing it up into my crease, just so it has, you know, it's not just stuck to just my lid, and it diffuses out very softly. And as you can see, I'm just going to keep patting it on, just placing the glitter there and just adding a little bit more till I'm satisfied. You don't have to add as much as I do, or you could also add more than I am doing. Just do it to where it looks pleasing to your eye and your preference. And you could always dip back into the glitter adhesive and back into the glitter as well, just to build it up to your desired effect. And while I do feel like the serum dries fairly quickly, it doesn't stay too tacky too long, I would still suggest keeping, you know, your eyes down, looking down for the most part, just until the glitter's fully dried and there, you know, so there isn't any creasing. Alright, so here is what the glitter is looking like. Hopefully this kind of close-up shot gives you an idea of what this glitter color looks like. It's just so beautiful, so multifaceted. It's really hard to explain, but it's just stunning. And I love the way it pairs with this kind of maroonish pinky eyeshadow. So pretty. So anyways, with that, I'm going to go ahead and wipe off this excess powder, throw on some lashes, and then come back to show you guys the completed look. For lashes, I decided to put on the Vita Cosmetics Traicionera lashes. These are fairly new to me, and I just think they're so beautiful. So then also for lips, I decided to wear one of my very favorite nude liquid lipsticks, and this is the Pixie Beauty Matte Last Liquid Lipstick in the shade Matte Beige. I think this nude lip pairs really well with this eye look. I will be honest, I was very tempted just to put on a gloss or a lip balm like I typically always do, but I was like, no, we're gonna do a lipstick today, and I think it pulled together really well. But anyways, this is the completed look. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial, as well as all 3 looks that I created using MBA Cosmetics Premium Glitters. I would love to know which look was your favorite, so be sure to leave a comment letting me know your thoughts. With all that being said, I just want to thank you so much for watching, and until next time, much love and hugs to you. Bye, beauty babes. Mwah! So as you can see, I do have already, so getting a little bit of fill. Anyways, let's go ahead and get it. Sometimes I ramble off in trails and I don't even know what I'm talking about. What the? Wow, okay. I'm gonna be going back to my tried and true favorite, what is my point in this? Anyways, but I think it's actually gonna be super blah blah. But it's actually but I think it's actually gonna be super. Just gonna go ahead and take this look, and I'm gonna just okay, really quickly, I'm just gonna be using why do I always feel like there's something on my face every time I start to film? I thought there was a hair there, but nope, nothing. Okay, I'm just crazy. Alright, for the second look, and all of these looks are they're actually and I'm gonna when I've originally it's not any kind of cut crease. Oh, I feel like I kind of need to blend it out just a little bit. Oh my god, what the heck did I just do? And this, once I've got them on, we're gonna come back and I'll give you some close-up. I'll give you an up close. Once they're on, oh, with this kind of because I feel like why can I talk? 12 of them, I believe. Oh. Alright, brows are done and I'm Alright, brows are done and I'm gonna go ahead and alright, so this out of all of these looks that I've done, and once those are on, I will pop back on to show you some up close for today's and then once those are on, we'll pop back and so anyways, super excited about the we're just gonna do a wing liner and then we'll move on to the rest of everything. Well, today I'm back